What's up, everyone? This is the BumCast presented by Windy City Sports Cards. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney, the Southside bum, and Dougie Freshness in. Yeah, I had to get that intro right because, guys, big announcement. I said in the promo, we are officially sponsored now by Windy City Sports Cards. So we want to welcome our new presenting sponsors to the BumCast. It's a great time for the group, guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a good partnership. I mean, it makes sense, right? Windy City Sports Cards. You see them on Twitter. You see them on Instagram. They're doing a great job with the giveaways and everything like that. We're excited. We want to thank them. Dougie, you look great. You got fresh merch. You got the logo right by you. Yeah, let's do this thing.
Yeah. So we want to welcome our new sponsor. We hope we'll make you proud. Hopefully, it won't be too much of an embarrassment. But we want to thank Windy City Sports Cards for sponsoring the BumCast. So that was one of our big announcement that we hit to start the show up. We have a second ad or announcement we got to do, right? We were all about teasing stuff. So we said last week we were going to be working on the food menu for Whiskey at Comiskey opening day, March 27th. We already have Bubba's Whiskey. We already have Ramova beers coming, giving us all these cases of beer. But we need a food, guys. And we got one. Firewater Barbecue is the official food provider for opening day, Whiskey at Comiskey. And, I mean, barbecue and beer, I don't think it gets, and whiskey and bourbon, I don't think it gets any better than that, guys.
Absolutely not. You know what? I've had their food multiple times from the locations, but had it for a Bears tailgate that one right after Christmas, and you know what? It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be a perfect drinking, hand in hand drinking and this bad boy. So it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
I mean, you can't go wrong. Bourbon, beer, barbecue. There's another podcast that does the BBB kind of, tagline. But bourbon, beer, barbecue sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So we want to thank our friends now at Firewater for partnering with us for opening day. Once we have the official listing of all the foods, we'll be posting that as well on the Twitters. But if you didn't already RSVP, and you needed a reason to RSVP now, go to our Twitter page. If it's still up, their Twitter machine, not our page. But make sure you click the Google Docs sign up because we got a bunch of people coming through. So if you want to have some great food at Sox fans, now the time to go. So
hell yeah. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Listen,
so
we're already getting stuff in the comments saying 4 ads on screen at once. Holy sellout. Privately, I talked to all of you guys in the group chat. I want this show to look like a NASCAR, like just ads everywhere. Like if I could put it on Johnny's nose, we'll put ads anywhere we can. So thank you to our sponsors, Luke. That way you get free beer and booze and food for everyone. So if we have to put a couple logos on screen while we talk Bears, no big deal. Mr. Bruhan Luke.
Yeah. So, since we got Firewater, we got to play a quick ad from them since we're going to do the announcement. Firewater Barbecue is a proud sponsor of Whiskey at Comiskey. Check out their March specials. They are Southside strong, White Sox ready. The Shirish Sammy is a Southside home run. Firewater's slow smoked pastrami, wet rubbed, dry rubbed, and smoked to perfection. Topped with melted Gouda on a fresh baked pretzel bun, served with Georgia mustard and a side of kraut. A true Southside classic. And their March Madness meat platter is for the true Southside fan. A championship-worthy platter featuring ribs, brisket, pulled pork, and smoked sausage with 2 sides and cornbread. Just like the White Sox, this platter is built for champions and perfect for game day with friends. Firewater is open 7 days a week, serving award-winning barbecue from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 4 great locations: Crest Hill, Elmhurst, downtown Geneva, and Elsip. Stop in and tell them the bum sent you. All right, that might be a record. Ad within 10 minutes, but we had to tie it with the announcement, so we're
Guess
happy to
what?
have
We're
going to
play another one in 10 minutes. Nobody complains.
Oh, all right. And we got before we really get started, again, we have new super chat rules, guys. So if you haven't already seen them online,
Go ahead.
because we need more. If anything, we want more money, but we want the
That's
show to be.
great. I mean, hand up. This one might be. We didn't think this through. We just play like 15 ads, and now we're saying super chat rules for money.
I'm
Maybe
just saying,
this one's too greedy.
Maybe too greedy, but yeah. If you want to do ask a bum any question, $4.99. If you want me to rant for a few minutes, $9.99. Choose a topic for the show, $19.99. And if you want to join the show, send us a $50, and then we'll have you on. So hopefully make the show a little interactive, make it a little more fun. So, all right, Peter, how was your weekend, man?
Weekend was fine. You know, like normal, like any other weekend. This is the first year the time change really messed with me. I don't know if it's I'm getting older. We got the kids. Excuse me. It feels like it's midnight right now. And we used to do this show at 9 p.m. Thank God we don't do this show at 9 p.m. I think we'd be sleeping right now. I don't know if it's just me. Did you guys get affected by the time change as much? Maybe I'm just old. Who knows?
I was fucked up. It fucked Sunday.
Yeah, you said, you know what's funny? You did text me. You said, I feel jet lagged. I'm like, you didn't go anywhere, mother effer.
He time traveled.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I think I was talking to you, Peter. I totally forgot it was daylight savings time. It was about noon until I realized like what was going on. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I looked at the clocks and I'm like half of like coffee maker, you know, all jacked up. I'm like, I just totally forgot. I don't know.
I got home because of the daylight savings time. I got home after 4 a.m. on Sunday morning. I had my brother's birthday. But yeah, that shit fucked with you, man. That was brutal. I don't like it. Yeah.
You Johnny, you okay? No time change? You were in Wisconsin. No I know it's the same time, but you didn't have any issues, you know, traveling back and forth?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a 4-hour trip going up there and 4 hours back, and then just drinking and going to the casino, and yeah, I mean, it was a great time. I broke even. I didn't really like, you know, it wasn't really that bad, so it was just a wash. Missy, on the other hand, she just kept on winning. Like, I knew this was going to happen. She's like my Uncle Pepe, where every time he goes to a slot, he just wins. Anything. It doesn't have to be a slot. Like, we had like Super Bowl cards, and he won like all the 4 quarters, like nothing. That's just how he is. So she's been winning a lot on the slots. So she's been doing pretty good. But I won a couple. It was a good time. But when I came back around like 5 o'clock. I think we just both passed out. I think it did like give us like a little bit of like, you know, that spring forward type of thing where I'm just like, damn, we did lose an hour of sleep, and it was the driving too. Like the driving, like it takes a toll on you, and the weather change as well too. Like, you know, it's from 1 minute, it's pretty like, it's like 30 something degrees. And then when we're coming back, it's like 60 degrees. I was like fucking hot with the hoodie, heading back over here. So, but yeah, I mean, I had a great time, but like I said, I was fucking sleeping for like 12, 14 hours. And I just needed the rest because it was just like a long weekend, good, fun weekend.
Call sleepy bumps.
Sam is roasting me, saying Wisconsin doesn't have time. Baloney, apparently. Yeah, I'm surprised Packers fans can count to 12. So yeah, I didn't know.
Dougie, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, man. You know, this last stretch, and we were talking about it last BumCast, was a lot of hockey for me. Had 4 games in 5 days.
Damn.
Yeah, and you know, I actually fared pretty well. You see, Gordo in the comments or whatever, he was roasting me, saying that I was going to go 0-4. I actually went 3-0-1. I didn't see a regulation loss, so that was pretty dope. Yeah, I mean, you know, vibes are high on this young Blackhawks team now. You know, ever since they got rid of that old bum Seth Jones, you know, seems like a youth movement's happening, and we're kind of cooking. So
cooking with gas now.
Yeah. Yeah, vibes are really high. I did the homework you guys wanted me to do. I've gone to 18 games as of yesterday. I am 10-7-1 for the year.
Okay, you're above 500. That's
Yeah.
a shock. That
Also-
is complete shock.
Also, Dougie got the rub from me because I brought home a winner on Friday.
All right,
That
so now we're
Got
gonna.
her.
I got
Okay.
I got bad news for all of you guys. We all go to the same games, whether it's
Mhm.
Joey or Dougie or me and you, Jason, or me and Johnny go to Sox games together. So our records are gonna look fairly similar. Obviously, Dougie's been to way more games than I have this beginning of the year, but I'm gonna have to catch up with some baseball and some soccer and some football.
Dude,
You've been heavy on the hockey.
I was gonna say, don't try and catch up with me with baseball this year.
Well, yeah.
So,
Wait, so
I'm-
you're taking credit for that win?
yeah, I'm 1-0 this year, baby. I gave Dougie the rub. Dougie and Joey's numbers just got stat padded because of me. So
Here, hold on.
welcome. You're welcome, guys.
Thank you for the one.
You're welcome. Yes. All right, two quick super chats. Gordo, cheers, bumps. Cheers
Yeah.
to you, Gordo.
Cheers,
Cheers to
Gordo.
you.
Miss you, man. Miss you.
Miss you. Hope you're feeling good. And then from Mrs. Joey P. Cheers. Thank you, Sandy.
Cheers.
Sandy, gracias.
Yeah. So I wanted to show you guys something, or just tell you a story, I guess. I don't know if you heard about it, but Billy McFarland. You guys remember him?
The Donkey Kong guy? The
No.
King of Kong?
No. Firefest.
Oh, yeah.
Huge
that one.
promoter.
He's back.
Oh.
Firefest 2.0. He's officially
Jesus.
out of jail and he is back on his bullshit. He came out and he said he's organizing Firefest 2.0. It's going to be from May 30th to June 2nd. He came out and he said, that he's had time to reflect and everything, and he's sorry. Like, I'm sure people think I'm crazy for doing this again. But I feel crazy not to do it again. After years of reflection and thoughtful planning, the new team and I have amazing plans for Fire 2.0.
I
So-
like the confidence.
Yeah. The tickets, the tickets for this are ranging from $1,400 to $1 million. The $1 million ticket includes private air travel from Miami to Cancun, a private yacht travel from Cancun to the Isla de la Mujeres, which is going to be where it's at. And you get with this $1 million, if you choose to get it, you get a 4-stateroom yacht or a 4-bedroom villa, access to the festival grounds for the 3 nights. And it's for 4 days, up to 8 people.
This sounds bullshit already. You had me at like him trying to win over the public. But if you're telling me I have to spend $1 million for a VIP to Cancun, you could Expedia a really nice Cancun trip for like $2,000. Get out of here with that.
So this is where it gets interesting, because tickets are on sale, and he has already sold. They sold a lot of tickets. They sold out of like their pre-sale early bird tickets. Right? Here's where it gets really fucking interesting, because Mexico came out with a statement and said, for us, this is an event that does not exist. Mexico has no recollection of this event being booked, applying for permits. He said that no person or company has requested permits from the office. The government doesn't know anything about this. It's really fucking okay, he's back on his bullshit, right? He's trying to fraud everyone again. Mexico doesn't know about this. And at the time of a couple days ago, they still, when the Mexican government said that they had no knowledge of this event, he still did not have any guest book. There's no acts were booked. So now here's where it gets really fucking funny. He announced the first act 2 days ago. Keep in mind, this event is under 3 months away.
Yeah.
And I could sit here and we could do an hour and you could name every single artist that you could possibly imagine who's going to be performing, and you will never get it, because the guest that he booked is Antonio Brown.
The football player Antonio Brown.
Yes. Antonio Brown has said that he was caught. He said, reported to TMZ that he was officially announced as the first guest for Firefest 2.0.
This honestly, I don't mean to cut you off, Peter. I see that you're boiling. This makes all the sense in the world, because anybody that would trust him probably has a brain injury already.
CT,
So why not have the act have a brain injury? I mean, seriously, A1, you're talking a couple of months, like you were saying, before this is done. He couldn't get this done with like a year plus last time. Okay. I mean, A2, I don't feel bad for anybody that gets scammed this time, because you've got to be a complete idiot to do this. Okay. In the third one, I am so infuriated that I just totally forgot what I wanted to make my third point as. But I'm just like, I can't even believe that people are going to stoop down to this level and do this again. How has a judge not ruled that this guy can't be a promoter or can't go in and do this again? You hear judges all the time like, oh, you can't wear, a hoodie in public. You can't do this in public. And that. I got nothing.
No, they might as well put him in jail already. Just grab him and put him in jail. This is already, he's defrauding the public once again. You might as well just stick him like pre-crime, put him in jail. That's crazy.
I mean, imagine you spend $1 million and you fucking get Antonio Brown. What is he gonna do? Is he just gonna go up there and do stand up comedy? He doesn't. Does he rap? Does he play an instrument? Does he sing? Like, what's he gonna do? Just go, do his cracker of the day bit?
He raps.
I think, yeah, he raps, and I think he DJs. Yeah.
No shit.
Not well.
Yeah, he was rapping with this was a couple years ago. He was up there with Kanye a couple times, because they both have CTE.
Checks out.
Yeah, checks out. Maybe LiAngelo Ball. Is LiAngelo Ball too popular nowadays for the Firefest 2.0?
All I know is that I am going to be fully invested in this storyline. It's going up to 3 months, because this is going to be an epic disaster again. Apparently, he doesn't want to bring in like the big name companies and promoters, like event planners, to help with the vision. So he's still trying to do it all himself, and it's going to be an epic failure. But if you go on the Twitter machine and Billy McFarland, when you go to his page, he's got a big thing a couple days ago. That's not a funny big. He's got a long post a couple days ago, all about Firefest 2.0, and I can't wait for the Netflix follow-up documentary.
Dude, they had competing documentaries when that thing came out.
Yeah,
they're like
Hulu
two different
Netflix.
The Hulu and Netflix. They were both really good. Yeah, you might as well start recording the docs now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Netflix is already like, all right, guys, get the camera crew back. We're heading down to Mexico. Oh my god! So, all right, that's let's get some headlines. Let's get in the headline real quick. We have a couple here.
All right, so Dougie, you had an epic-filled weekend. You were talking about your, above 500 record, and you and Joey P were going crazy this morning doing the exclamation points. We've got Artem Lezhinov to make his Blackhawk debut against the Avalanche today, or he already did, right? The game, or is the game at 9
tonight? Yeah, it's they're in Colorado, so yeah.
So sell me on. Obviously, he was a draft pick last year, highly touted. Give me why we should be super excited about this.
He's not Seth Jones.
Point.
So, no.
Good job.
Yeah, so you know what? I've had a couple times this season or whatever that I've been able to watch him in the flesh against the Chicago Wolves, being on the Rockford IceHawks. And I remember I was texting Joey on the side about it. He just looks like he gets it. He's an aggressive player. He's also one of those players that goes in, makes us hit, and then peels off. So he's going to be a guy that I feel is going to draw a lot of penalties as well, with like ticky-tack back and forth type stuff. But he really looked very mature. At the beginning of the season, I thought for sure that he'd be down for an entire year and then possibly get a call up next year, or maybe even like midway through next year. but just watching him skate in the AHL, you can tell when there's NHL talent down there because the game moves so much faster. Just going from Friday's game to Saturday's game, like you're like, holy shit, these guys are slow as hell. You know, when you're watching like AAA. But yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know when would have been the right time to call him up rather than now. I mean,
might as well, right?
Yeah, you really do. You've got a lot of young guys gelling, like I was saying beforehand. And that's what I felt like, man. I mean, you had Nick Foligno out for a couple games with a bad back, and these young guys just seemed to like embrace the team and took over the team. And it really felt like when Seth Jones left that this team had like something lifted off of them. You know, it had to be something in the locker room or something. And then you're trading a cancer for a guy that is like good vitamins in nights, you know, and you're bringing him in, and this locker room is just unbelievable right now. The turnaround that they've had. They haven't lost a game in regulation since he's been traded. I think this is just gonna add to the defense in front of our goalies, and no better time, no pressure. You know, the Hawks aren't going anywhere this year, so why not bring up a young gun or whatever and see what he can do. Worst case scenario, he takes his bumps, he learns from his mistakes now, and then when games matter here and hopefully another half season, we're good to go. Easy to roll.
Yeah. From everything I read, like it sounds like he has a real offensive mind for a defender too. So that's gonna help. So. That's gonna help a lot. Like we've already talked about. It seems like they're scoring a lot more goals within the last like 6 weeks or so. Mm-hmm. You just toss in another offensive weapon, even though he's playing defense. That's gonna be good. At least it's gonna be fun, like we mentioned. At least we're enjoying the games while we're watching, as opposed to in the beginning of the year where they're just getting blown out 4-1 and they had 12 shots on goal and not really scoring or anything. So yeah, the youth movement, good.
Yeah, I mean, Jason will tell you on Friday how electric that place was.
It was popping.
People are just waiting. People are just waiting for something good.
That overtime win, man, GWG in overtime by Bedard, that
goal was awesome.
Had 2013, 2015 vibes, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was peak 10 years ago. Yeah. Place is going to be rocking, and I can't wait for the come up.
Yeah, no, even that penalty shot by Nazar or whatever. I mean, that was just filthy. It was just filthy, and it was good to see. That was like shit Kane would do. Making people look ugly on a shootout or stuff like that. So it's good, man. Vibes are high.
I like it.
Yeah.
Bears vibes high. Hawks vibes high. The Sox haven't lost a game yet, so we're rolling.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Next is something you tweeted out, Jay. I'm going to put the slide screen just so people that are watching can see the picture. You tweeted this out, and I thought, let's go around the horn. Taco Bell has unveiled a new menu where the shell is made out of cheese. The first thing I noticed, obviously, food doesn't look the same when it's photographed, right? 100%. Everything on a menu and everything when they're gussing it up doesn't look like, but this looks like a gigantic cheese taco. And I thought, holy shit. I mean, so long my arteries. But Jay, you're the Taco Bell guy. You're
I'm 100% smashing that. You might actually have to eat that with some like white gloves on or something, because some kitchen gloves, because that's gonna be just like a grease pit with fried cheese off the flat top there, or hopefully it's fried cheese off the flat top. Let's not have like the pre-packaged frozen shit, which probably will be, but it's Taco Bell. But I'm smashing that. As soon as it gets released, I'll be there day one.
Dougie?
I'm going to give you a little PSA on this, okay? I've made these, okay, when I was doing keto. Don't travel far with them. Don't travel far with them, because once these things, because I'm assuming that they're going to be warm, once they cool down, they become very, very chewy. Okay. And then it almost gives off like eating Taco Bell the next day vibes, where that shell is just congealed and just garbage. That's the vibes you get like on a cheese shell. So,
Johnny,
when I first saw this, I thought of that SNL skit Taco Town, where they were just like putting like one taco, a flour tortilla, a Chicago style pizza, in a bag, like everything was just like way too egregious. Like it was just way too much. And I don't think I would eat something like that. Like I'm already having the bubble guts. I'm already having the shits just looking at it right now. So no, thank you.
I'm gonna be honest. There's a little bit of like intrigue, but like if my uncles or my dad or even my coworkers see me ordering one of these things, they're gonna fucking disown me. So no dice. There's zero chance I'm ordering that.
I will 100% do a food review on this when it comes out, and hope Dougie, the Taco Bell is like 5 minutes from my house, so hopefully I can get back in time.
Yeah.
Before it gets, because I feel like you're probably, or it gets hard and then it just cracks in half and then you're just got like a hard shell taco, which ain't fun.
Yeah. I would like to see Peter's worker though hit him with a vote of confidence though after they see him eat it. Just
imagine if I get like lunch. I get lunch for my crew and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go get tacos for everybody, and I come back with those things. They're gonna be like, we quit. throw that back in my face.
Right, last headline.
Dougie, this is you. I'm gonna let you run wild with this because I looked at it. It was pretty crazy. So there it is.
Yeah, so I saw this over the weekend. Didn't even know that this thing exists, so I missed the whole auction. I was a little bummed about that. But yeah, there was a Flamin' Hot Cheeto that was shaped in the shape of the Pokemon Charizard. And yeah, it somehow sold for almost $88,000. Okay. I'm just like, I want the story of how this was discovered. Okay. Because somebody was either really, really high and was just having their munchies and was just like, well, this looks like whatever. But then to have the wherewithal to save it and know what it is. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I saw that in my bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, I wouldn't even think twice of that thing. That thing would have been gone. And how many times do you think that we have ingested something like that? Because you've seen like a Dorito with like this on it or that, and you've seen this happen a lot. How many times do you think that we've ingested something like a Jesus on a Dorito or something?
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of. I remember the Jesus Dorito that people like went to pray to, and then somebody ended up buying and stuff like that. I'm too much of a fat ass to notice and look at my chips before they go in by the handful. So maybe I just got to be a little bit more careful because I'm a Pokemon fan. What if I keep finding a Jigglypuff Dorito or something else?
Do you feel like you would have noticed that as a Pokemon fan?
This one, yes, only because it's literally Charizard. It's got the head, the wings, the tail. It's shaped exactly like it. I think I would have noticed if I picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't have never have thought to be like, it's $87,000 worth. I would have been like, oh look, this one looks like Charizard. I show it to my daughter, and then I take a bite out of it. Yeah.
Now, has this been authenticated? Like, could someone just like made this up with like a 3D printer or like super glued it to like pieces together or something? Like,
I was gonna say, how do you authenticate it? That it's a Charizard or that it's a Cheeto?
And it was like, it's like one legit one-piece Cheeto that was shaped perfectly. Like,
who knows? Maybe they have like a Cheeto version of like 23andMe. They had to make sure that it was legit. But I do like how they like went out of their way to like make the case and everything like that. To kind of make it look like a card and stuff.
That's a nice touch. I also thought, it's all this value, all this money. Charizard is a fire Pokemon. Do you think it costs more because it's a Flamin' Hot? If it would have been a regular cheesy Dorito, would have been less money, maybe 30,000.
It's like that's a great question.
We're partnering with the Windy City Sports Cards now. We're gonna have to get them asking. We're talking about partnerships and different things that we can do together. We might have to keep looking for foods that look like things. That could be the bum shtick.
Johnny, do you think that you would have noticed this?
No, I'm not. First of all, I have no idea what. Like, I don't pay attention to any Pokemon stuff. I was never into any of that stuff. So second of all, looking at it, I kind of feel like it's been glued together or something. Like I just find it hard to.
That's what I'm saying.
I just find it hard to imagine that there was a Cheeto that looked exactly like that. Hey, somebody took the bait. It's off for auction. So, but to me, I don't know. Like if that's real or not. That's my only thing. Like, and that's like how you said, like, well, how Jason was saying is like, how do you authenticate it? Like, is that like real? Like, if you take the like, does it look glued? Like, did anybody actually, look at that?
I would assume that like the auction people, that like they would really take a really hard look at it and everything before putting their name on it. I'm guessing. I guess I really don't know. What we need to get somebody inside the Cheeto plant so we can start making these things, and then they just
Start
throw
molding
the dusting.
them?
Yep, throw the dusting over it, and then we're golden. Golden. We know exactly what bag it went in, mark it.
Now,
And then you
Johnny,
And then you realize like 2 months later they're or the same time that they're coming out with a Pokemon version of Cheetos.
yeah.
And they're like,
right.
oh,
My question is, you didn't notice the Pokemon because you don't care about Pokemon. But what if you were eating a Funyun that looked like He-Man or Man of Arms? Then you would have noticed it, Johnny.
I don't look at my food to see whether or not if it looks like something. So
It's $87,000. You got to
Yeah,
start.
maybe you might have missed out. You could have been retired already, my man.
okay, let me ask you this:
like a honky
He-Man-
tonk man shaped
Shut up.
something.
here, He-Man or Pokemon? Which one do you think is gonna like? If I find a Skeletor
Pokemon.
or a Pokemon, which one you think is gonna be of higher value?
Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I feel it
if
way
I
more
if
than
I
that.
find a He-Man, or I can't remember the names anymore.
Thundercats?
Jawhead, or I'm talking about the He-Man characters. Like it's not
Oracle?
gonna, it's not gonna be any value. Plus, I'm fucking hungry. I'm not gonna be like, nope, this doesn't look like anything. Nope, this doesn't look like anything. Nope,
That's why I figured you got to just be super high and just like kind of look at that thing.
Yeah,
But
that's
here's my just last question, just to wrap it up. How do they preserve that thing?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. I don't preserve food. I eat it.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the whole thing with like McDonald's burgers, like they don't like change shape.
Oh,
over,
yeah, they
like,
don't age.
X amount of days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do Cheetos age?
No.
I feel like I'm
can't
asking
imagine.
high questions now.
You are asking high questions. This is a
This is
you know what?
Sam's
we
topic.
we have the super chat menu, and I've done one. We did the whenever we got to 420 subscribers, I said I was going to do the high episode.
Yes.
You might have to bring that one back for the right price or the right amount of subscribers.
All right. Well, we got a super chat from your wife, and we gotta play by the rules.
Oh, geez. All right, let's bring it up.
All right. Julie says, topic pick. Each of you say your favorite song and sing the chorus to your favorite song with feeling like on air.
I don't know about with feeling. I don't know if I have a favorite song.
Hold on. Now, I'm okay with doing this, but if we sing it, are we going to get DCMA'd?
Not if we sing it. If we have music in the background, we will.
Okay.
Dude, Jason thinks that we're gonna sing good enough that they're gonna think we're the
Yeah,
fucking artist.
Imagine Johnny sings Queen good enough to where we're gonna get DCMA. That might be worth us getting kicked out of YouTube at that point.
All right. So who's kicking it off?
All right. So so it's not my favorite song, but it's my favorite song to sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that fair? I figured.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
I gotta
Okay.
think.
And I gotta sing the chorus, right? Okay. Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away.
Way.
And
I'll
I'll
be
be
okay.
okay.
That was good. Very good. Good job, Dougie.
Thank you.
Does that count, or we all have to do it?
It says each. She said each of you. She said each of you say your favorite song. All right, that's a good one. Johnny, you want to go?
I had to pull up the lyrics because sometimes I forgot. Are we saying the artist as well too?
Yeah, you gotta say the artist and the.
All right. Well, I'm always a big Frank Sinatra fan. So this is like perfect for me. So, and I actually sang it on my birthday. Some of you were there when I was singing it. So, here I go. I wish I had whiskey on me. Like I was drinking a couple at the but
I can.
all right. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight.
I am so
that's
glad I went
nice.
first. That's hard. That's going to be hard to come after.
I'm not gonna beat that, so I'll go last. Jason, you go.
All right, here we go. Tequila.
Oh, I knew that was a cop out.
All right. We'll do. I could feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh no. I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh no. Oh no.
That's good.
Wow. Windy City Sports Cards, they're getting their money's worth tonight. I'm going to transition to our next topic, Jay. And you guys can say this is cheating, but literally nothing brings me more joy than hearing this song because you guys know what it means. So if you guys want to sing along with me, people in the comments could sing along as well. Ready? A 3, a 2, a 1. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Make every way clear the way to victory. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Put up a fight
with
the
might.
might
Oh,
so
here you don't know the fight song.
We'll
No,
never forget the
I got a
win.
delay. You mean the nation with
your T formation. Bears.
someone's lagging here.
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears.
We're done. Play the damn man before we lose our sponsor.
We love you, Windy City Sports Cards.
The BumCast is proudly sponsored by Windy City Sports Cards, who specializes in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports. Whether you are a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox, or Cubs, they have you covered with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. In addition to Chicago-focused items, they also offer a vast selection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite teams and players. So visit their online store at 312WindyCitySportsCards.com to find exactly what you are looking for to complete your collection or discover a new favorite. All righty. That's a good transition.
We're all delayed, and they don't.
I want to get this out of the way. I
Yeah.
know the fight song. I promise you. I've been to enough games. I've watched enough Bears games. I know the fight song. We were getting 3 different audio tracks at the same time. That fucked me up. It's like when Katy Perry loses her in-ear monitor and everything goes to shit. That's harder than it looks. I'm sorry.
That's the R you're setting. We're going of all the R's you can pick. You choose Katy Perry.
I was thinking of something or Ashley Simpson on Saturday Night Live, something like that.
Oh my god! All right,
Tough
let's
scene.
get to some Bears talk because here's the thing: the tampering period of NFL free agency began today, and I don't know why they even bother calling it tampering. Just say NFL free agency kicks off. Just make it 2 days early. I don't get why let's call it tampering if you're agreeing to stuff. Then just make it official. Then this bullshit of like we're gonna have to wait 2 days in case something happens or something. It's bullshit. This NFL free agency began today. Stupidest NFL thing ever. But the Bears started off today hot, but this started last week. And we didn't get to cover it because all this stuff happened on Monday. They rebuilt the trenches, guys. Just big man, big man, big man. Offensive line's fixed. Defensive line seems fixed. So let's talk about some of these picks here. We're gonna go chronological order. We're gonna give a little bit of time on each guy. Started off on the 4th, so that would have been last Tuesday. The Bears traded for left guard Jonah Jackson for a 6th round pick. He came from the Rams, but he had a down year. But you can tell this is Ben Johnson with his fingerprints on it, because this was a guy who he had in Detroit who played really well under him. So maybe it was not scheme for McVay that made him better, but very, very good player in Detroit under Ben Johnson. So are you guys concerned with his production in LA after he signed the big deal, or are you thinking that he's going to revert back to Detroit's production?
You're muted.
I had a really big issue with people online complaining about this move as their first move of the offseason, when people were clamoring for Ben Johnson for the better part of a year. So you can't ask for Ben Johnson and then complain, oh, Ryan Poles messed this up again. You have to have trust in the process. And now I sound like a Sixers fan, but you got to trust the process. If Ben Johnson thinks Jonah Jackson is good for this team on the interior of the line, whether or not right now we got him plugged in as a starter, maybe he's not a starter, maybe he's the swing guy, maybe he's the first guy off the bench, but he immediately makes this team better. So like, I feel like Bears fans, we have a history and probably a rightful history of just complaining just to complain because of what Ryan Poles has done or lack thereof with the offensive line. But I really like this, especially, this was just kicking off the free agent period, or not even if this was a trade, but I'm saying like kicking off the offseason.
Yeah. My thoughts on it were almost exactly as what you just said, Peter. But my whole thing of it is I have something different in me this offseason that was telling me that wasn't it. So now if this was like Bears of past and like, hey, this is going to be our one lineman that we pick up this year or something like that. Okay, maybe, but it just feels different with Ben Johnson there. I also was just like, hey, I'm not getting my expectations too high or too low, like my New Year's resolution, and I'm enjoying what they're doing. It's interesting. I'm loving it. I'm tapering my expectations.
Yeah, he came from Ben Johnson to Sean McVay, back to Ben Johnson. You're going with like one of the best offensive minds in the league, and people have down years. That shit happens, and from some of the footage that I saw, it's a lot better than what we had the previous years.
Yep.
There should be like no complaining whatsoever. And I think that, I think it helps Ben have somebody previously from the schemes that he ran to help out the others of that are going to be running his offense. Like, it's going to be a lot easier for like, hey, I got somebody who used to play under me and who can help the offensive line kind of just basically just guide them to where they need to be. Obviously they got, we're going to talk about the other guys, and the other guys are well, they're veterans, so I don't think we need that like guidance from him, but I just like it as a whole, because that was the first piece that we needed to help plug one of the guard spots. My whole thought process was, I was wondering if that maybe that he was going to be a backup and they're going to, go with somebody else. I don't know how that's going. Maybe like they're just using him as depth, but I would just assume because they traded a 6th round pick for him that, he would, be a starter day one.
Well, I don't know if it's a starter necessarily. I think it right now you could plug him in as a starter. It would be best if he's like the first guy off the bench, to tell you the truth. But what people were like, we're going to talk about Joe Tourney in a second, but like, giving up these picks, the 4th is a little bit more substantial than the 6th round pick. The 6th round picks are way less than a coin flip that you're going to start. Like, if you're trading a starter or a borderline starter for a 6th round pick, I think I'll take that every day, because you know what you're getting. A 6th round pick, there's a chance he just never even sees the league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are a couple things about him too. Number one, he missed the first 8 games of the season last year with a shoulder injury after signing the deal. And number 2, he played at center with the Rams. So now he's playing opposition. He's coming off injury. He'll get the, probably swing back now. He played a lot of left guard, but now he'll swing over to right guard, it looks like, because we got Joe Tourney. So he's playing more of his natural position, and hopefully the shoulder injury is gone. So I'm hoping that this is just a buy and low, Ryan Poles move from a guy who was injured. So I think this could, I originally first, I thought it was, like you guys said, a depth piece. But I'm thinking it was just bad off-year situation, not in the right position, injured. He's going to come back and he's going to be a starting caliber guard again. So I think this is a good Poles cooked move. All right, next up, same day, Bears. They made one of the biggest moves. I'm sorry, next day. It was on the 5th. They acquired 2-time Pro Bowler Joe Tourney from the Chiefs for a 2006 4th-round pick. So we didn't have one this year, so we got next year's. But Joe Tourney, he's 32 years old, but he's one of the best guards in football. And he's one of the things too is he remains healthy. Everyone knock on wood right there. He's only missed 2 games in the past few 2-3 years, something like that. So he starts, he plays, and he's really good at protecting. So great move. He can teach the young guys, coming up. Maybe he gets Darnell back to the next step. Maybe he gets Braxton Jones to the next level. So let's hope that Tourney is a mentor and the Bears can actually sign him to a extension, not super long because he's 32, but maybe you give him a 3-year extension, see what you get out of him. And I think this is another great move that's going to be protecting I almost said Justin Fields. God damn it, Caleb Williams.
Caleb, yeah, no, I think what people are worried about is the contract extension, but he's long in the tooth, and rightfully so. He's earned the ability to say, "I'll play year to year," because at this point, offensive linemen of that age and of that stature, they have the right to, if they want a huge contract, go ahead. But a lot of these guys play year to year. If you know that the Bears are possibly on the up and up and in contention, he's probably, gonna want to play at least another year or two. But yeah, Jay, you mentioned, he was voted MVP of the team by the Chiefs. He is a perennial professional, just awesome offensive lineman. And this is exactly somebody you need to give Caleb Williams time, because that's what we've been asking, right? We've been asking for protection for Caleb Williams. And now with Tourney and Jackson, and we're going to talk about Dahlman in a second, the sky's the limit now. Now we were worried about plugging and playing, and we were worried about drafting 2 or 3 guys. All of these moves gives you flexibility to be able to do a lot of different things in the draft now. We were expecting a revamped offensive line. I don't think I was expecting this much this early, which is awesome.
Yeah. I think what I love about it the most is it brings a winning big boy into the fold. He knows how, he's been there. He knows how to stay composed. Just his stats last year were unbelievable. I don't think he gave up a sack the entire year. Just having that guy, like Jason was saying, somebody around maybe kind of like a Darnell Wright or something, they're just in the same, locker room and everything like that. I love that. And the dude's a proven winner. So bring him on.
He's a 4-time Super Bowl winner. Yeah. He brings a winning pedigree. Mm-hmm. He won Super Bowls with the Patriots. He won Super Bowls with the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. This probably might be the first time we have a captain on the offensive line since Olin Kreutz. It's just it's really good to see that they were addressing this. That was kind of out of left field when we didn't get Trey Smith. I'm just okay, we're just gonna maybe get an edge. Maybe that money's going to be allocated to something else. This was good. And an offensive lineman is just a hit or miss. That's another thing how we talked about, 4th rounder for next year. I'll take it for a guy who's
going to be the 32nd pick in the 4th round.
Yeah, and I'm not really big on like, oh, he's going to be 32. I think he's going to be 33 at the start of the season. I still think he's a proven winner. I still think he's going to give us value. I think he's still going to help us out and help Caleb out and help do whatever he can to help this team win. And this offensive line, the protection that Caleb Williams needs. So I loved it. I was obviously it was totally way off guard that we were going to get somebody like him, but we did. And like I said, Bulls continue cooking on that second day and getting him. So it was just lots of value and very excited for him to be on the Bears.
Yeah, you guys mentioned like Darnell Wright and Braxton Jones, but realistically, the guy that benefits the most out of Joe Tourney and Dahlman and everyone else might be Karana Magaji, because you saw how bad he was in his rookie year, coming out of Yale and kind of starting behind the 8 ball because he was hurt. And then realistically, just getting thrown to the wolves. Like the kid never really stood a chance to, be productive his rookie year. But now you get to learn from these guys. And, you pick up their mannerisms. You pick up how to be a professional football player. And he gets to take a step back. You don't get thrown into the wolves. And we were all shitting on Karana Magaji. And he might not ever pan out because he looked really bad. But if he's learning from these guys and he's learning from Ben Johnson and he's learning from the O-line coach, it's a big difference than what the show was last year, So as much as it benefits Caleb Williams, it's going to benefit a lot of the younger guys in that line, because while we have been, the line has been reinforced, I still expect them to draft a couple of guys, right? We're still expecting to draft a couple more O-linemen because there's a possibility Braxton Jones leaves next year. And the way offensive linemen are getting money in this league, Braxton Jones is going to get upwards of $20 million easy next year. So if you don't want to pay that, you're probably going to have to draft a left tackle in this draft class. But that's a problem for another time. But yeah, like all these guys are going to benefit from all of these veteran presences.
Yep. All right. So then today, NFL free agency kicks off. Bears right away. They weren't the first ones. They were the second ones. Polls got delayed in the Twitter machine getting it sent in because, he wasn't first 3 years in a row. But Bears got the top center off the board. Thank you, Atlanta, for being over the cap and, not being able to retain any of your guys. So the Bears shore up their center position, which has been a weak spot in the team for numerous years. They get the top center, 3 years, $42 million, $28 million guaranteed. This guy, which is awesome, is he's only 26 years old. He's super young. The Bears can sign him for long-term. They can draft. They don't have to, obviously you always want to have depth, but like now drafting a center isn't going to be a pressing need this year, right? You can maybe kick it down a year or so, but this is going to be great because now you can expect him, if his level of production stays up, that he could be the Bears center for the next 6-7 years.
Yeah, like I'm expecting him to be Caleb Williams center for as long as Caleb Williams is with the Bears and as long as Drew Dahlman is with the Bears. But it's going to be hopefully a long and productive marriage. The only thing I will say about not necessarily Drew Dahlman in general, but free agent signings, they signed the best free agent center available. That by no means he's the best center in the league or anywhere near the best center in the league.
Correct.
Because people like, valuable positions like that, they just don't hit the free agent market. Yeah, we benefited from Atlanta being bad, but I don't want people to think I looked at a lot of tape this morning. People cut up some tape. He's awesome in run production. Like he gets downfield fast and he looks like a bully. So I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I am excited. But people think like we signed the best free agent possible. That's not the case. They signed the best free agent they could sign.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I think just real quick to kind of piggyback off of that is just that, I think the Bears, the reason why everybody's all excited is because we haven't had a center since Olin Kreutz. So to us, that's like, man, this guy's like a superstar. Like this is like this, maybe possibly not say Olin Kreutz 2.0, but a center that we could rely on, somebody who we feel that that can help protect Caleb Williams for a very long time. So to us, it is a big signing. But yeah, you don't know how these guys are going to pan out. I totally understand that part, but when you do have that chance, and the Bears lots of times were always fumbling that, it's good to see that they're finally going after what was needed. And obviously we still got a few more holes that we got to tackle as well too. But getting him, I mean, I've obviously any LFL expert is they're craving. I was looking at ESPN, but I was looking at these other places as well too, craving of how the Bears O-line has changed from last year to now.
Yeah. And the one thing I like about Dolman too, it's the Ben Johnson effect, guys. People want to play for Caleb and for Ben Johnson because he took less money. They don't know what team or what the amount was, but the report came out after the Bears got him that he actually turned down a higher offer to play with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. So I hope that this is kind of like the start of like people want to go to the Bears because of what Ben Johnson and Caleb can do. Like this is where we like the top free agents want to be like, oh yeah, here's my no trade list only has LA and Chicago on it now, right? Because they want to play with McVay or Ben Johnson. Like that's the fucking thing that Ben Johnson brings to this team, and which I love. And I'm happy that we got Dolman despite offering less money. Good job, Poles. All right. Next up here. Peter?
You're waiting on me?
Oh, yeah. Like, had the banner. Sorry. So then, next move. Bears signed defensive end Dio Odibingo. Odibingo. No. Odingbo. I'll get it.
They signed Dio.
He's Dio. 3 years, $16 million, $32 million guaranteed. I was surprised by this move. This seems like a very Dennis Allen. I want this guy. I was after, like we missed out on Khalil Mack. He went back, kind of like, all right. I really want to trade Henderson. Like I thought that maybe if you trade one of the day 2 picks, we could have maybe got something done. But after you see this move, you realize that trade is going to be off the table. And maybe he did talk to the Bengals. They wanted too much in return for it. You don't know, but I really wanted Trey. I thought he would have obviously cost a lot of money, but he's been the sack leader for the past couple of years. Like he's really, really good player. He would have been great against opposite Sweat. Josh Sweat signed for a little more money. So obviously this seems like what Josh Sweat signed for wasn't so egregious what they gave Dio. So this seems like it's a very, very much a Dennis Allen, I want this guy, go get a move.
Yeah, this one kind of came out of nowhere. I knew they were going to address defensive line as well, but like you mentioned, it sounded like Khalil Mack. There was some flirtation there. I saw something this morning that I think the Bears offered him $15 million. He ended up signing for $18 million. Maybe they didn't want to push it, that which is fine. The Trey Hendrickson stuff never kind of made sense to me, Jay. I know it would have been nice to get him, but like he realistically could have been Defensive Player of the Year multiple times with the Bengals. Like those players go for way more than a second round or third round pick. Like imagine what we gave up for Khalil Mack the first time around. Like that's what I thought, or I would have assumed that they were looking for Trey Hendrickson. I thought he was never going to come here. It would have been nice, he's unbelievable. But Dio being here, like him and the next one, Grady Jarrett, like we talked about trench warfare. Dougie, you talk about all the time, big boys, athletic boys on the defensive and offensive lines. This is crazy that we're talking about all of this before we even get to the draft. This opens up so much flexibility. We talked about it ad nauseum that they have to address the defensive line and the offensive line in the draft. Now this opens things up. I put the poll out there. I don't want Ashton Genty with the 10th pick, but it opens you up to do a lot more with that pick, whether it is Ashton Genty or trading down out of the top 10 and stockpiling some more picks. You're able to do a lot more now because you're not hamstrung by all of the what you needs.
Definitely. And that's also leverage when you're calling every GM. Like, I don't need this pick. I'll use it. but I don't need it. What do you got for me? And I love being in that position. Love being in that position.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. This is pretty much like trade bait, especially for, I mean, there's a lot of like people like being released. Just everything's kind of going crazy right now. And I love that the position that they're currently at for the draft. Getting back to Deo, yeah, to me, I kind of feel like I don't know if it's kind of the same thing as Joshua, where they're kind of like filling in the void of, we need an edge rusher, a veteran. He's only like he's like
26,
right? Yeah, he's a young guy. So that's good security to have. Plus Dennis Allen, he loves like these big guys. Like he's a really big guy.
Mhm.
So like how you were saying, like they just need guys to go and push the line. And I think this is a good start. Obviously, it's not a flashy one that everybody's looking for, but it fills another like hole for the Bears, and what they do in the draft coming up here.
Yeah. Again, he only had 4 sacks last year, but young guy, and let's hope that his production shines with Dennis Allen.
I think the arrow is definitely pointing up. He only had 4 sacks, but by all accounts, it seems like he has a lot more in the tank. And like Johnny mentioned, it's just another piece of the puzzle because you need depth guys. I still like Austin Booker. I think Austin Booker is going to be a good player in this league. So you just add him to the rotation, keep everybody fresh, keep everyone on the other side of Montez Sweat, and get after the quarterback. So I like this move. I love the next move.
Yeah. So next one, finally, the Bears ended today with signing defensive tackle from the Falcons, who was just recently released this morning. Pro Bowler, 3-year deal, $43.5 million contract, 28.5 is guaranteed. So people were kind of surprised when he got released. Apparently, the Falcons, again, in salary cap hell. Thank you, Ryan Pace, for being an idiot, continuing to be an idiot when it comes to contracts. So the release this morning caught a lot of people by surprise. People were doing eyeball emojis and like polls, like make the call, and he got it. So now you have him next to Javon Dexter. This interior is going to be awesome now. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks up the middle from now on. And this is a great, great move. Kudos to Ryan Poles for, maybe not having them on the board originally going into today, but pivoting and getting a guy.
Yeah. So our guy, Dalton Atwater, I didn't know this. He's a Falcons fan. So he was in our DMs on Instagram talking about first the Drew Dahlman signing, and the writing was on the wall for that, right? They said that he was probably not going to get signed. They were going with someone different. But this came to a shock to a lot of Atlanta Falcons fans. They were talking about it last week that they were still going to sign him. They were trying to restructure his contract. He is beloved in the Falcons. He's just one of those guys that he wasn't
Walter Payton.
Yeah, so he was beloved by Falcons fans. And it seemed like a gut punch to them when they weren't able to figure out his contract situation. And there's Ryan Poles there to pounce. So while we mentioned he cooked, this one came out of nowhere. And it might be the steal of the 5 we talked about. So again, another piece of the puzzle, another starter. And you're going into the draft now with a lot less holes to fill.
Yeah. The vibes that I was getting today, and it was so weird. It was like a different feel. We're used to like the White Sox picking up every shitty Royal that like isn't. It just felt like every like decent player from Atlanta was falling to us. Chicago Falcons, baby, let's go.
Yeah, just keep us away from Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, right.
Guys, how great does that look right there?
Oh my god, dude.
It's night and day, dude. It's night and day that we talked about this, from the end of the season until now. It's beautiful. I like that.
You draft the Campbell kid, more great stuff.
Will Campbell, you think he drops to 10?
He might. You never know.
The way I think what it is that the way that everything's kind of like, I heard that Jenny might be a pick for the Raiders as well too.
Yeah, Jency sounds like like a Raiders pick. Yeah.
So originally it was like 10, and now they're saying he might move down to 5, or I think they have the 5th pick. So with this free agency now, like things are changing around. You don't know how like it's going to pan out. Where maybe we could still get Will Campbell or Banks from Texas, but this is only day one, and the free agency actual signings hasn't started until Wednesday. So it's just going to be more interesting as the free agency carousel goes along. And then you could kind of give a pretty much a view of what we need and what everybody else needs coming up in the draft.
Absolutely.
Real quick, guys, before we move on here, what did you guys notice about these contracts today?
3 years.
Yeah.
Why 3 years?
That's Caleb's 3 years of service for the Bears, but possibly
Poles,
for the future.
Ryan Poles and Ian Campbell are just fucking cap gods at this point, because none of these are 4 or 5 year deals that are going to be tying down the Bears, where they're going to be over the cap potentially come when Caleb's due after his 4th year, right? Yeah. So if Caleb's getting paid, he's not the guy. He flames out. Bears are not going to be tied down to these, it's history, man. It's history. The point is,
put that out there. But yes, I understand.
The point is, if he's going to get $50 million a year, we'll still be able to make some moves if we have to cut some of these guys and not re-sign them. Even if they are young, productive players, we can now build through the draft. We got time to build through the draft leading up to Caleb's contract extension.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what the flexibility is because of Caleb Williams' rookie deal. You wouldn't have been able to do this, if you ended up re-signing Field and now he's getting, $20 million from the Jets and stuff. But Caleb Williams being on a rookie deal and being early on a rookie deal gives you the benefit to be able to sign these guys. And yeah, like you mentioned, they're setting themselves up for the future without mortgaging it, like we've seen in the past with Ryan Pace and every other GM in Chicago.
All right, wrap up the Bears talk. We're going to do some nonsense next, but before that, we got to pay a bill from one of our sponsors. The original Chickies Beef is a proud sponsor of the BumCast. Lent is here, and the last thing you want is to go to hell. So don't miss out on Chickies' fresh beer-battered codfish sandwich, available every Wednesday and Friday. Made from scratch, this sandwich features beer-battered cod, melted American cheese, zesty tartar sauce, and crunchy pickles. Also, make sure you check out their menu for a variety of other Lenten specials you don't want to miss. So don't upset Jesus. Stop into the original Chickies Beef, 4152 Roosevelt Road in Hillside, and tell them the Bum sent you.
Hold on, before we go, that whole Jesus thing is cracking me up.
You don't want to go to hell.
You don't want to go to hell.
Don't want to go to hell. Don't upset Jesus. All right, we are bringing it back. It's our version of the Royal Rumble, the King of the Hill, whichever you want to call it. But instead of the GOAT of a topic, we're going the WOAT, and we are playing who is the worst Chicago sports media personality in Chicago. Real quick, get a quick super chat in here. Question: really interested to know how the Bums vote in the 108 tourney. Y'all play favorites within the group, or do you have burner counts like me? We can't reveal that. No, we don't play favorites. We're neutral. We're Switzerland.
Yeah. We try to keep it dead even.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I pick a bunch of people and just tell them. I did a video today. I didn't give a crap. I also do not have a burner because I drink way too much, and I will definitely expose myself if I had a burner. So,
that being said, our endorsements are open for business. So,
that they are.
Yeah. Well, you could buy our votes. That's an easy yes, guaranteed. Yeah, I didn't do any endorsements today, not because I didn't want to, it was because Twitter was not working while I was at work in the morning, and I was gonna rip a video real quick and be like, hey, vote for these people. Then I got busy. I'm like, it's Elon's fault.
Always his fault.
Yeah, Jerry. See, my guy Jerry, I was sitting in my office ready to do a video to tell people to vote in the morning. I couldn't get anything. It wasn't working anywhere. It wasn't working on my desktop for a while. I know people were on Twitter on their desktop. It wasn't working anywhere for me for a long time.
Yeah, it sucked today.
I got you. Hopefully Jerry won. I didn't check because we were recording, but we got you. I got you next round for sure.
Yeah. All right. So if you guys are new to this, the bums here, they're gonna pick a number, and then it's gonna have a person on there, and then we pick another number, and it's King of the Hill. Last man standing is the worst person in Chicago sports media. The group will decide who moves on and who gets eliminated. All right. So I'm gonna pick the first number here, guys. Then you guys can continue here. So I'm gonna go with good old number 6.
Jay Cutler.
Rick Callender. Okay, so he's starting us off on top of the mountain. Peter, we'll go round robin here. Peter, pick a number.
My soccer number 11.
Number 11. All right, Rick Callender versus Dan Bernstein.
Oh, you can't call him Bernstein. No way, no how.
No, you can't call him Bernsey.
No, you can't call him Bernstein. You could call him Bernsey. That's what makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Don't call him by his actual name. Call him by his nickname that only his friends call him, but you don't know him. It makes no sense. I'm voting Bernstein. The way he treated Eddie Barstool, he's my guy. The 108 guys were making fun of me all of last week for voting for Eddie Barstool in the tournament that they put him in, which made no sense whatsoever. Eddie's my guy. I got Eddie's back. Fuck you, Bernstein. You're the worst.
No notes. That is perfect, Peter. Yeah, fuck Bernstein.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
Bernstein might go on a run here to start this. Start this.
All right. So Callender is eliminated. Dougie, pick a number.
3.
3. McNeil.
This is good. This is good.
I got to continue with Bernstein. That's a hard one, though.
Johnny?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Bernstein. I mean, it's just some of the Twitter stuff that he puts on as well too. Is just, I think I bummed him a couple times, so still got to go with Bernstein.
I'm going with Bernstein as well. Dan McNeil, for the longest time, when he was on ESPN 1000, obviously he was more in the spotlight. He was more out there. And then he got canned. And then you didn't really hear from him except for sometimes on Twitter he pops off and gets mouthy because, that people like him tend to do. But Bernstein's relevant right now. McNeil really hasn't been relevant for a long time. And he wrote a book recently, and I know he's on a podcast. Everyone got a podcast on YouTube, but it's Bernstein. I'm going Bernstein.
Okay. All right. Well, I agree with you guys on that one. So McNeil is eliminated. All right, Johnny, pick a number.
I'm going to go with 4.
Number 4. Mike North.
This is Johnny, you go first.
I don't know, man. I mean, he has responded to us a couple times. But I mean, damn. I'm still gonna go with Bernstein.
Yeah, so that's the reason, Johnny, you mentioned it. It's tough, man, because Mike North, let's call a spade, low-key scumbag, maybe high-key scumbag. But it's easier to look past that when you quote tweet us or retweet us a couple of times. We do a funny meme and something, and he's like one of the first guys to retweet us. Well, now I'm not condoning anything he says or does. Bernstein's never associated with us except for pissing us off. So I'm still going Bernstein.
Yeah. I'm the same way. It's just basically like relevant asshole to irrelevant asshole at that point. So I'm going Bernstein again.
Yeah, Bernstein's going on a run here. He might have a 92 Ric Flair run in him, guys.
Yeah, this is true. He might go wire to wire.
Yeah.
All right, Peter, you're up.
Let's go Jason Kidd, number 5.
Number 5. Joe Cowley versus Dan Bernstein.
I think you specifically hate Joe Cowley more than any of us. I don't mind Joe Cowley all that much, only because I don't I purposely avoid his stuff. So even if it's a headline and I see it and I was like, oh, it's Cowley, whatever. But I know he really grinds your gears, Jason. So I'm still going Bernstein.
Yeah, I'm going Bernstein again.
Yeah, same thing. I'm gonna go with Bernstein.
Prez is saying Cowley.
For Cowley, man. I just hate how he just gets like a fucking passive aggressive pompous ass with like people in like replies, like thinking that he knows because he follows the Bulls that he knows everything. You don't know everything, dude.
He is chirpy. He's super chirpy, and he does give you like a better than thou, kind of thing. But both of these guys do.
Yeah.
All right, Cowley eliminated. Dougie, you're up.
I'm gonna go with 7.
7. Jonathan Hood. J Hood.
That's tough for my guy J Hood.
I gotta stick with Bernstein, man. I mean, this dude's having a Nintendo run right now.
All right.
I didn't really like. I have no problems with Jonathan Hood until I think I talked to you guys. Like this was like a while ago, where Peter kind of mentioned it. When he was just like doing impersonations like all the time. And I kind of like the more and more I kept on listening to Captain Hood, I was just like, man, he does like impersonations like if he's like if he's that's just like a stand-up comedian or something like that. So I don't, yeah, but I don't have like to me, I'm okay with Hood. I'm gonna still go over with Bernstein here.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I don't mind Jonathan Hood all that much. He used to do like, I think he did like the late night show on ESPN 1000. So sometimes I would like be snow plowing. He talks wrestling. He's like one of the only guys.
Wrestling. Yeah,
he's one of the only guys that talks wrestling on the radio. And I think J Hood has the disbenefit of being partnered with his radio partner. I think
that could be maybe Kaplan just brings him down a level.
Like if I were to rank these like 1 through 12, J Hood might be 12. He's on the list, but he's barely on the list compared to a lot of the other guys.
Yeah,
Bernstein. I like J Hood. So no disrespect. Sorry to J Hood.
Yeah. All right.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Those like late night talk about anything sports related type shows. Those were pretty good.
Yeah, he used to do that on ESPN 1000, and I'm just snowplowing. And he's just talking about anything, and people would call in, and I'm like, "This, it was enjoyable."
Yeah.
All right, where do we? Who left off? Sorry.
I just went.
Okay, Johnny, pick a number.
Going with 1.
Number 1. Bruce Levine.
Oh no! Damn, Jason. You did Bruce Levine dirty with your picture. What did you gave Bernstein a decent headshot? What the hell?
That's because the images wouldn't download as JPEGs from the internet. Like they kept on getting like the WEB.
I gotta show you a workaround for that. It's an easy one.
Okay. I found the Bruce Levine. He had his headshot picture, and then that one popped up. I'm like, I'm grabbing that one, man. That's 2025 Bruce Levine right there, man. Not the 95 headshot photo he still uses.
Prez is saying Bernstein legacy run over. He's going for Bruce Levine. Who picked, or Johnny? You go.
Johnny, yeah,
I did. Yeah, no, I'm still going with Bernstein. As much as like over the years, like I did, I had no problems with Bruce Levine whatsoever. Actually, me and Peter ran into him at the Sox Fest on that Friday. I knew Peter, you shook his hand, and all that, and I got no problems with him. Where I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna go against him over Bernstein. So I'm gonna pick Bernstein still.
Yeah, same. I guess people get pissed about Bruce Levine specifically for, like his reporting or him, carrying the water a little bit for Jerry. But like whenever he used to be on Waddle or Sylvie and Carmen way back in the day. And he was enjoyable then. And then still when he used to do Waddle and Sylvie, like I have no problems with Levine doing his job. Bernstein, on the other hand, he's just so pissed off all the time within the last 5 years that it's unlistenable. So I'm still going Bernstein.
Yeah, I'm still going Bernstein as well.
Oh, I was picking Bruce, man. So I can't even break the tie. There's no tiebreaker on this one. Shit. I was hoping that the run was going to be over. So,
all right. So you know what we're gonna do? Prez has been commenting and voting on. If we do have a tie, Prez will be the deciding factor.
okay. All right. So Bruce is eliminated. All right, Peter.
Let's go with number 2, Larry Johnson, Grandmama.
David Haw.
Ooh, this guy. It's still. I mean, Haw is just. I think people don't like Haw because he's just everywhere now. I mean, he's on CHSN.
I don't think he's one of the worst ones, but I get why people
fatigue. I think it's more Haw fatigue than anything. He was another guy that was at Sox Fest on Friday, John.
Yeah,
he was standing right behind us for a while, and it's a different level when it comes to Bernstein, at least in my eye. And Beef is right. Like Bernstein, there was a time where he was one of the best hosts in Chicago radio, but it's been close to a decade at this point. So yeah, I don't have any real issues with Haw except for the Haw fatigue. But yeah. Bernstein, yeah, I'm still going Bernstein. This is the longest run for one of these segments, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got to agree with Jerry's comment or whatever. He's just boring, he just does. It isn't that he's bad. He just doesn't bring any type of anything for me. He's just boring. So,
yeah, I'm still gonna go Bernstein here.
All right,
I have no. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but I got no problems with him.
All right, Dougie.
9. 9's our only hope.
Barkish.
Oh man, now we're talking. This guy is so fucking miserable. Oh, that's a good choice, Dougie. Good call on number 9. You gotta go. What do you got?
I know. I'm going Hub. Not just because I picked him. Not because I picked him or whatever. But yeah, he is a total fucking loser.
Yeah, I'll probably go Hub on here.
No, same. This is the one to dethrone the king. For as much as I dislike Bernstein, he was good for a long time, and he's earned his right in the city. Arkish, since I can remember, he's been a miserable prick. I mean, I'm talking high school. It's tough. So yeah, Hub all the way.
All right.
WOAT.
Man, he made. He made a Shawn Michaels run there, but Bernstein over the top rope, eliminated. All right, we got the late entry coming in. Johnny.
I'm gonna go 8.
Number 8. Eric Lambert from Sports Mockery.
Shit. We got friends at Sports Mockery, but not this guy.
I put him on here because he's the most fucking clickbaity, non-story blogger I've ever seen in my life. He'll take someone's tweet, make it clickbaity, and then he'll just post the caption to tweet. And it's dude, you could have just fucking quote tweeted that. You didn't have to drag that shit out.
He's the master of spin zone. He's great at his job, and I understand why he gets all of those clicks. But it's frustrating sometimes when you're scrolling through Bears feeds and people are quote tweeting and retweeting, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's frustrating, Jay. I get it, and then you had a right to put him on here for sure, but I don't think this is apples and oranges compared to Hub Arkish.
He was this was supposed to be the Santino Morella pick coming. He's coming in and
there's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about Hub with the legacy of what he's had over the years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still gonna pick Hub here.
Yeah, you guys took the words out of my mouth. Guy's basically a red eye writer. So
yeah. I like the red eye. I used to like the red eye.
Yeah, it used to be
for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Peter.
Let's go number 10. Messi.
Kaplan.
Oh shit. Man, I know people hate David Kaplan. it's
What's
tough
up,
to listen to
Sparky?
in the morning. ESPN 1000, because I am way more of a ESPN 1000 guy than a Score guy. But the morning show is a tough listen, and it's Cubs heavy at times.
Yeah.
But like he's made a niche, like he's made a like I can't hate on Kaplan for what he's done. Like it's not my cup of tea, but I understand why he's been around for so long. I'm still going Hub.
Yeah, I got to go Hub. I agree with you, Peter, on that one. It's just he's found his groove of people that just kind of enjoy him or tolerate him, I guess you would say. So
I would say that's a good word. Tolerate. Because I do listen to sometimes Cap in the Hood in the morning now with NFL free agency and all that. I've been listening to a lot more in the mornings, so I could tolerate them here and there. Hub is on a different level though.
Though I will say the only reason why I would not pick Kaplan in this matchup is because last season he asked Eberflus the hard fucking question.
Yeah.
He didn't back down on that.
Yeah,
So
that
as
is
much
true.
as-
Yeah.
As much as he has like shitty ass takes sometimes, he fucking stuck it to Eberflus hard last season.
And can I tell you the truth? Like, I mean, we're four bozos, talking to a screen on YouTube, but we do this because we're passionate and we care about the White Sox and the Bears and everything else. He's just as passionate. This guy cares about the Cubs and the Bears and the Bulls and everything else. Like, he gets pissed off just as much as anybody. And a lot of the times when you've been doing this for so long and you've made a career out of this, it's easy for you to just check out and, just kind of read the headlines and catch the box score and report on that and make your takes on that. But this guy's living and breathing with the Chicago sports scene. So I can respect that.
Yep. All right. Final matchup. Last two standing in the ring. Hub Arkish versus Jay Mariotti.
No. Save the worst for last, Jay.
Yep.
That was damn. I'll let you start, Jay. This is your segment. You go.
God, man, like I used to back in the day, I used to read Mariotti's articles, a lot, and I think I just started. I think that's why my blood pressure got so high growing up, because it seemed like every day it was just getting worse and worse and worse, and he was bad. He's just a fucking arrogant fucking asshole. I mean, probably I would say maybe even more so than Hub. Hub's just a cranky old man. He's been a fucking asshole since he fucking was writing and stuff, even in his article. I gotta go with Mariotti.
I agree. I mean, did he get canned from around the horn?
He got canned from everywhere he went.
I mean, everywhere, like sometimes as well too. I gotta go with Jay Mariotti here. I mean, there's to me, it's like a no-brainer. Just a complete dick. So I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah, I'm also going with Mariotti as well. I think he was like the originator of clickbait before it was clickbait. Like in print clickbait, and it would make you so fucking angry that you would read it. It would catch you and you would read it, and it would just piss you off so much.
Yeah, Jay, I'm with you on the fact that, like, I remember him being like a decent, like, well-balanced writer in the beginning. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he was always an asshole, and I never really picked up on it, like, when I was in grade school and high school. This is true.
Maricone.
Ozzy called him a maricon.
Slay Mariotti.
The only issue I have with and I'm going Mariotti too. I'm going Mariotti. I think he should win. The only thing he's almost irrelevant to Chicago sports nowadays, right? Like, where are we reading? Who's reading him, or who's like? He's not. I'm blocked by him, by the way. I probably should have let off with that. I don't think I'm blocked. I don't think I'm blocked by anybody on Twitter except for Jay Mariotti. And this is like when I had like 2 followers. I think I corrected him on something, not like being an asshole. I think I corrected him on something, and he was on one of his tirades, blocked me, and I'm like, I fucking used to follow this asshole. Like, I didn't do nothing.
I was trying to expand it, but my image was not working.
Rough scene.
That's all right. We know what he's. He looks like the fuck.
You don't need to expand that face.
You actually got a decent photo of him, surprisingly.
So Jay Mariotti is our worst Chicago sports media personality of all time. And I enjoyed doing this so much. I was talking to you guys about like making out the list and everything. And we're gonna do this for national guys. We're gonna have Skip Bayless. We're gonna have Spiegel. We're gonna have Stephen A. Smith. We're gonna have the national guys. We're gonna do this again for the worst national. Bob Nightingale will be in there too. Like it'll be all the national beat writers, national like reporters and TV guys. So I can't wait to do that one next.
That one's gonna be fun. We should do best sports personalities in Chicago because I'm interested to see people's takes on that too. And that we could cast a wide net for that. I think that would be fun as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right.
Jerry O'Sullivan says, if only Chet Kopic was still alive.
All right, let's close the show out, guys, and let's bump some people.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum.
All right, let's go to our listener bums and MVBs. First up, Sydney Brown, MVB, Maggie Hendricks from Yahoo Sports, formerly of 670 Score, committing to join Whiskey at Comiskey this season. That's celebrity number 2. We appreciate you for the hustle, Sydney. That's awesome.
I'm gonna MVB Sydney because he's been putting in work, spreading the good word of Whiskey at Comiskey. He's been on his show, inviting people along, and they've given him verbal commitments. And then he lets us know, like, hey, I got this person, or I told this person about it. We appreciate that. We talk about Whiskey at Comiskey being, a community event for the community. He's taking it and like running with it. So I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
Yep. All right, next up, KC Taco, MVB, spicy ketchup from Whataburger. Bums, sugar-free ketchup. On brand.
That's very on brand for Taco. We're going to talk about KC Taco and the Boneheads crew at the end of this show, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's on brand for this guy, the ketchup guy.
King Ass, Sam, MVB, my guy, just a warm 25 for putting on the baseball series at the Music Box. Get your tickets. Okay, get your tickets. Bum of the week, our stupid ass drain pipes for having stupid ass issues and costing us stupid ass money. Dougie, where were you, man?
Oh, I've been talking with him. It's stupid.
Yeah, that bad?
It's not good. He's doing the right things though.
Get your hands dirty. Dig some of your own tunnels or trenches. It might be a little cheaper, Sam.
Yeah. Stop shitting.
or that. Stop shitting. That's probably the better advice.
Jerry O'Sullivan, our guy, MVB, the 108, and B-Flow for selecting me for the 108 tourney for the second year in a row. I'm sorry you lost, Jerry. You had my vote.
Yeah.
That sucks. We just found this out, like in the comments. Lost by 1 percentage point. Now I feel guilty because I fucked up, Jerry. My apologies.
I tried, Jerry.
Bum of the week, B-Flow for putting in a matchup that even if I win, I don't win. Evil genius.
There's a lot of tough matchups. We're going to talk about those in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Joey P, MVB, 312 Sports Card. Thank you to our new sponsor. Bum of the week, really MLB, the new overlap hat are made by 13-year-old me. I feel like we're going to bring that up in a minute as well.
Yeah. Johnny's got very similar takes. And yeah, if you guys don't know what tetas means, stay tuned or look it up.
Right now.
Mailman, and finally, Mailman Jack, MVB, curbside pickup at grocery stores went regular in-store weekly shopping for the first time in a long time, and it sucked. Bigly, best thing to come out of COVID lockdown. Go. So the guy who walks around for a living is upset that he has to walk in a grocery store.
He doesn't have walking. Doesn't have walking.
Bum of the week, the hour of sleep that was stolen from me last night.
Yeah. I might never recover from this hour of sleep. Still feeling it.
All right. Johnny, since we just
might as well go first.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw this over the weekend. I'm a big hat person. Obviously, some of us are as well too, and in the chat. I have no idea what the hell this. Yeah. Get your whiskey at Comiskey. I have no idea what came out of this. Who thought about this? Who thought this was a good idea? But this looks like absolute shit. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. It just feels like you're just piling on stuff after stuff on the cap, and it just seems too busy for me. So to me, I'm not a big fan of it. The only one that, yes, I will say that is the funniest one that, and I did see Jose from Kip Flip and Threads put it up there. I didn't realize it until I saw it. That does one is really funny. Because it just, I don't even know. Well, obviously nobody didn't think of it when they put that together that it was going to spell out, that does.
For those that don't know, people in the comments, maybe you guys, maybe Dougie on the front, tetas in Spanish translate to titties. So what we found out either at New Era or MLB, the DEI hires got struck once again because there was no one with eyes that said, "Hey, we got titties on a hat and we're just gonna go sell it." Or maybe they did it on purpose, and then every Mexican is now a Rangers fan because I know a bunch of my cousins are gonna laugh and buy that hat.
Yeah, the Angels one was like
Anals.
I
didn't even notice that one.
Yeah.
That's anal. That's anally.
Anally, yeah. So yeah, I just think like when they came out with this stuff, I thought it was a joke. But this is actual thing. This is a real thing that they're and I know they try to reinvent the wheel with hats and stuff like that. I've been seeing it a lot more. Some things do work, other things don't. I just feel like it's just a pile of different things that they're putting together, and I just don't think that it's a good look. It's a good look for the hats. So that's my bump of the week.
MVP, Johnny.
The weather turning around. Obviously, we were caught in 30-degree weather. It was cold as shit, raining, snowing, all that, and now it's turning to 50-degree, 60-degree weather. Yesterday was fucking incredible. Today was great. Obviously, I went out today. Me and Missy went out to a undisclosed location to have just a beer or two.
Did you see the board there? Because they were posted up all day, handing out shots for buying drinks for votes.
I can't confirm or deny. So that's just something I got to keep on the. I can't say anything. So
Ricky and Bob were out there with the whole crew was supposed to be posting up.
They're out there. They're out there.
I'm still not convinced they're real people, but I know the 108 guys told me, and Johnny, you said you've met them.
They are real people. Yes,
I thought they were
people.
For sure pretend accounts.
No, they are real people.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Doug, you're gonna go next since it brings you back to the beginning of the show.
Yeah. So quick MVB, obviously our two new sponsors. Big shout out to those guys. Especially for Firewater. Firewater, I thank you very much. So I don't have to cook. I love that. That's just me being lazy. I absolutely love it when I can just enjoy whiskey at Comiskey. I love cooking, but I do love hanging out with everybody. So thank you. Yes, I need to bum all 60 of those bids for that damn Cheeto. 60 freaking bids on a Cheeto. And $88,000. $88,000. There are so many more things that can go to good in this world with $88,000. You don't need a Cheeto. You don't need that.
Supposedly,
yeah,
that's how it was found.
Yeah, it's just terrible. Lastly, I have to bum myself. I have to bum myself because I have officially broken one of my New Year's resolutions. The Hawks and Bears are back, baby. I'm hyped as fuck.
Yeah, get hyped up. Up.
I've been trying to contain myself, dude. I've been doing it all fucking show. You guys are lucky that I wore pants to this fucking show today, okay? I got Hawks players coming up. I got big boys on the line on both sides coming through. I am so jacked up right now. I don't know what to do. Like I said, you guys are lucky that I'm wearing pants right now. That's it.
No, dude, you should be jacked up. Leave the actual takes and the like level-headedness to someone else. We're meatheads. We've always said we're the meatheads.
Yes.
We're Bears meatheads. We're White Sox meatheads. We're Blackhawks meatheads. They're all back. I'm calling the White Sox back too.
I just can't get hurt again. I can't get hurt again. So don't let me down. At least one of them, please.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go next because it's gonna tie back to some of our earlier talk in our listener bums and MVBs. This guy, real food optometrist. Optometrist. Is that optometrist? Yeah, I didn't know how that was spelled. This guy, he hates daylight savings times. It was already getting better. People confuse daylight savings time with summer. Today is my second least favorite day. Tomorrow is my least. Children all over America will be forced by the government to wake up in the dark again and go to school in the dark just because the golfing elite class, and the rest of it says, wants their afternoon tea times.
Yeah.
Guess what? It ain't just a golfing elite who likes afternoon tea times. It's regular Joe Schmoes like us who don't mind teeing off at 4 or 5 or going to the range after work. And also, newsflash, fuck the kids if they're upset about getting up in dark. Because you know what? In 20 years, they're going to have to get up and go to work in the dark. So that's spring training for them. But to say that you hate daylight savings time, because don't blame the kids. The kids have nothing to do with this. We all like hanging out in the patios when it's light out. We like that late night 8:30 sunsets, 9 o'clock sunsets. Don't put this on the kids. It's not them. Every single sane adult loves the longer summertime. And I don't mind the sun rising at 7 or 6:30 or whatever it's going to be, come summertime. I just hate when it's 4:30, 5 o'clock, and it's pitch black out there. So go fuck yourself, real food optometrist.
100%. Dude, I work outside early in the morning. And if you're telling me move the clock back another hour, like make it like so it's not sunny until 8 a.m. I don't care. Like we need that nighttime. Like it feels good right now. I was driving home. It was like 6. It's still daylight. I was like, it's nice. Vibes are high.
Yeah. To say that it's from the golfing elitists, like
it is nice to be able to golf now. I could, go to work and then hit a range or two.
Yeah, because the only ones who are golfing in the afternoons are country club motherfuckers.
Elitist.
No. Yeah, get out of here, dude. Go talk to some real folks. No MVPs this week, but I'll piggyback on Dougie and say thank you to Firewater and Windy City for partnering with us. We appreciate it much. So, all right, Peter, take us home.
Consensus. MVB real quick. We talked about it last week because I talked about us or myself being the 1 seed in the 108 tournament. It's 108 season. It kicked off today, and I feel like we didn't mention it now, but it's coming quick. Dougie, you're in the Sunday Soak region, the 4 seed. The buy, you got to buy.
Yeah,
buys are nice. I mean, I want to give it thanks to the beef loaf again, not having to go into a Wednesday and Thursday. It makes a huge difference content wise. But we're all in it again. We're going to talk about the next slide in a bit because I want to get Jason and Johnny's takes on some things. But Dougie, any plans or anything like that?
Yeah, I got a few things in the chamber. Actually, today, I was planning on doing a few videos throughout the day to kind of make myself relevant against the possible pretender, people that I'm going to be facing. So I wanted to make sure that I don't get hurt or lost in the fold or whatever with the 3 that we're battling today, because I know in the past, like if I didn't know somebody and I found a favorite in the next, like in a round before, I kind of follow them, and that's thing. That's one thing that I really do. Like every year there's at least 1 or 2 people that I follow and I knew nothing about ahead of time. So that's one thing that I had the tweet out there earlier today. I said, hey, get out there, follow everybody. You can make a decision later if they're worth keeping the follow or not, But I had a few things. Luckily, I was able to just kind of keep them in the chamber because of the old Twitter machine. So I'm excited for Wednesday, though.
Yeah, vote Dougie, vote bums, and then we'll get to
vote often.
This Royal Rumble of a bracket. I guess I'll start off with Johnny because Joey P's already turning heel. He's calling me out One, Joey P, I apologize. I kicked your ass last year, and he wants revenge. He wants revenge on the baloney over here. But he's got to go through Colleen and Johnny. So I feel like, Johnny, you got to say something to Joey P, no?
No, I'm good. Hey, listen, I Joey P, known him for over 20 years. I mean, I got nothing bad to say about him. Colleen, same. I've known her for about about a year or so. Very, very nice person. Met her plenty of times. So, I got nothing bad to say to either one of these people. So I'm gonna go in tomorrow, ask for votes. Hopefully I win. Hopefully I move on, and we'll see. We'll see how everything goes.
That's called taking the high road. That's good. Jason, you got to buy just as well as I do. So no
I do.
content.
Thank you.
No
thank
real
you for
content till Thursday.
Yeah. Guys, I'm off indefinitely for the time being. So, I might just wake up Thursday morning and start chugging Malort.
Oh, Jesus.
I like that plan.
Oh,
Who doesn't? Live stream, 12-hour Malort stream.
Do we know who Jason's facing?
Not yet.
8 to 8.
No.
Yeah, we won't know. I mean,
Till tomorrow, yeah.
I want to be
Tuesday
honest.
bracket.
And I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, Jay, because I think a lot of people are excited about the possibility of a baloney HBIC matchup. But I don't want to discount Southside Bum, Johnny, Colleen, or Joey P, because they all want revenge. I've beaten them all three. I failed to mention that. I'm sorry. But Senior Sox, Dan Reyes, and Tina, those are three heavy hitters as well.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, if I face Tina, she's drinking, so I can just
she's not drinking. Yeah,
I can just out Malort her all day, and give her the major FOMO. If I go up against Senior Sox, that might be a horny off. The horny, he might have Evan Stone again, coming at me or something. I don't know what to expect on that. So,
yeah, that's just straight porn off, which might be good for clicks.
Dude, it was so funny. We were at the game. We were at the Hawks game on Friday, and we're sitting there, and we're having a couple beverages. We're having a good old fucking time, and Tina was like, "Oh, I got this idea for the tournament and everything like that." And I'm like, "Oh, no. I'm like, this is how you do it." I'm like, "You take this like this, you spin it like that." I'm like, "Then it's fucking genius." Jason looks at me and he goes, "You asshole, she might be facing me that round." I'm like,
You're going with a weak Doug.
Giving notes when she could potentially go up against me. She's like, I love this idea. That's awesome, Doug. And I'm just looking at him like, this fucking motherfucker.
Who do you want to face, Jason?
Who do I want to face? I'll go with my homie. I'll go Dan Reyes.
That'd be fun. Okay. That would also be just like a drinking off.
Yeah.
If he's off, he works a lot. He asked me the same thing. I don't know. I honestly, I faced all three of them. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Johnny wants revenge and Joey P wants revenge. I might rehash I have all my old videos. I might just rehash old videos. I've got the videos of me dressed up like Johnny. I'm just going to rehash that. I don't know.
No, you know what? It doesn't matter. All I care about is that we have fun.
Oh yeah,
that's all. This is what it's all about, right?
That's all that matters. And this goes back to the bigger picture. On the other side of the bracket is Turkey against Vino and Ian and What's Up Lizard, which is she replaced Wasabi Nuts.
Yeah.
I said it on the 108 podcast. I'm gonna say it here. I'm gonna go much harder pushing Julie's content than I am my own. Because in the big picture thing, I think she has a better chance of winning than no offense, any of us. So that's what I'm working on.
We know what this tournament is.
I want Julie to go far. She's worked her ass off the last 2 years pushing content, coming up with ideas outside of us. Like we all did our own ideas, and Julie went to Hooters and filmed her own stuff, or went to the liquor store in a turkey outfit on her own to film stuff. So yeah, I'm pushing hard for Turkey this year. And then rightfully so. I mean,
yeah.
No,
I think she's probably got the best chance of all of us as well to win. So,
yeah.
So MVP, Beef Loaf, and the 108 guys. This is going to be fun. This is that time of the year again. So we're ready to that. And then so I'll circle back, wrap up the show. Bum of the week. He was my bum. He went far in the tournament, last tournament of bums. Elon and Twitter. What the fuck, man? Like, your fucking app is running just as shitty as your cars and trucks are doing right now. Like, the fact, not only 108 tournament, that's our own little echo chamber of fun, but NFL free agency is huge. And like, as much as I'm following the 108 tournament, I'm also following, all of like the NFL insiders and stuff like that. For the Twitter app to be down for the better part of the morning on both my phone and, like I said, my desktop wasn't working for a while. Maybe bum myself for being so glued to this godforsaken app that I should probably unplug for a little bit. But of all days, that Twitter app to be down, today is no bueno. So I'm running it back for the Tournament of Bums tournament. Elon Musk and Twitter X, whatever you want to call it, is going to be a very high seed, and I'm bumming them. So bum of the week, Elon. Bum of the week, X.
All right, and then finally, we got one more thing. Peter, you want to make an announcement?
For Bums Happy Hour this week?
Yes.
Yeah, so we got the Boneheads and Brewskis podcast joining us for a Royal Rumble of all kinds of nonsense on Friday. These guys mostly talk NFL on their podcast, but they are so goddamn funny. Like, as soon as we started, and Dougie, this is all credit to you. Like, you met Jose, you guys got in contact via the internet. We started watching their show. They started watching ours. They came. We became fast friends. These guys are awesome. I'm excited to have them on. They make me laugh just as much as any podcast right now. And I'm talking like big name podcasts. The Bonehead crew is so goddamn funny. And I'm excited to have them on the happy hour. I mean, we're just going to chop it up. We're going to talk a little NFL football. We're going to drink a whole lot of, and it's just going to be a Royal Rumble. There might be people coming, people going, and just arguing the whole time. But it's going to be awesome. I've been looking forward to this. I've told you guys in the group chat. I've been looking forward to this for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I've seen you less excited about holidays.
Yeah. So
All right.
tune in YouTube on Friday, 6:00, and we might go all night. Who knows?
All right, so that is our show. Thank you to our sponsor, Windy City Sports Cards. This is the BumCast presented by them. Remember, tomorrow, vote early, vote bum, vote often. 108 tourney. Let's get one of the bums through, because it sucks only one of them can make it. Julie too. Let's get Julie through. Let's get either Johnny or Joey P through as well. But thank you to everyone who liked, who commented, who super chatted us. We really appreciate that. Well, guys, we'll be back on Friday. Have a great week. Bear down.
Bear down, baby.